Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Elle has acknowledged that Ripple Engineer has provided significant new information about XRP, RippleNet, and HODL recently. Oh, I just want to sigh audibly and do a facepalm because it blows my mind that in 2023 we're still discussing this. However, I'm hesitant to fully declare that because I'm aware that there are always new people jumping into the crypto space and learning about XRP, and I wouldn't want to assume that they already have a thorough understanding of the fundamentals. You can't expect to enter the world of cryptography without first learning that many of us have been around for decades, if not longer. Actually, I do grasp that concept as well. But what surprises me most is that even long-time residents like some of my friends still don't understand the basics of what's being said. Is XRP used by RippleNet, for example? Is it a yes or a no? We'll be discussing just that. I understand. It's been written about in an article. We're discussing that right now. Now consider this, however. Furthermore, I had a great time reading this essay. This one is from Blockworks, and its headline Ripple wins already, regardless of SEC. And now you understand what they meant. But it was fascinating since Ripple has always been looked down upon as the crypto industry's ugly stepchild, even before I started paying attention to the industry half a decade ago. And since they've been behind XRP from the start, it must be bad crypto that they've supported it, right? Fiat currency. I'm guilty of saying illogical things like that. Bitcoin, if anything, is more of a banker's coin than XRP is now. Putting that criticism aside, one of the main reasons I loved your essay is that I entered the crypto space in 2017 knowing nothing. I was ready to accept any plausible explanation. As a result, I looked for, and attempted to poke holes in, any generalizations about XRP potential for widespread acceptance in the long run. Moreover, I was unable to complete the task. It felt like I was throwing the entire kitchen at the bad boy, yet XRP remained unmoved. It's kind of pleasant to see folks who would have argued against me half a decade ago now acknowledging that no should be fine. Honestly, who could possibly hold the blame for me? It's nice to be vindicated in some small way, it's satisfying. But first, I'd like to clarify something. I come from a totally cash-strapped family. I'm not here to give you money advice. And you should not make any financial decisions based on what I write or say. Just a hobbyist here that occasionally posts films to YouTube on various crypto-related topics. Okay, so here's the first tale we'll tell. Ripple engineer, current Ripple employee Neil Hartner, provides important XRP insight or major insight on XRP. His Twitter bio states that he is a senior staff software engineer at Ripple focusing on on-demand liquidity international money transfers. So, wouldn't be the worst person to ask if you have questions about on-demand liquidity. So, this one time, an account called Sir Clown Sniper uploaded a video clip. And, based on my observations, Sir Clown Sniper is very accurate. From what I can tell, there has been fighting. I haven't read everything this individual has ever written, but I have seen some of their current work. Some of them are ones I've discussed on the channel recently, like the one where ex-Ripple employee and self-proclaimed crypto bear Matt Hamilton on the left tries to dispel FUD fear, uncertainty, and doubt by pushing back against the crazy Riddler's buyback theory nonsense. Was discussing the topic, and he mentioned in this video that RippleNet doesn't use XRP or any other cryptocurrency. As a result, Clown Sniper composed good night for those who continue to mistakenly believe XRP is used by RippleNet. And the Ripple employee, Neil Hartner, answered, indirectly, yes, directly, no. That's what he's saying, then? RippleNet. Does it work with XRP? The answer is yes, but only in a roundabout way. When more than half of RippleNet's payments are settled with XRP through on-demand liquidity, Neil Hartner questions how much of a difference that makes. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings, not even at the outset of this film. However, RippleNet is based on instantaneous liquidity and demand. XRP is used for liquidity. It's a collection of related technologies. There you go. A stack of technologies. RippleNet's use of XRP is therefore not strictly speaking true in the direct sense, but it is true in the broad sense. So, I simply remember how many years ago, before Ripple redesigned their technology suite, there were three main components of the technology that were constantly promoted to the public. To sum up the payments, we have X-current. That's the clearer approach to describe how the payments component isn't intended for settlement but rather functions as a message platform similar to Swift. That's right, it's a chat service. X-current was exactly that. And that's where the name RippleNet comes from. Separately, for the purpose of negotiation, the name X-current was changed to RippleNet. Before there was on-demand liquidity, there was XRapid. In addition, there is XVIA, which, from what I can see, serves the same purpose as XRapid but is reserved for business use only. This amounts to the same thing, then? They ultimately decided to stop dividing that comprehensive set of technologies into thirds. They abandoned the well and changed the original names to just one. However, I believe that eventually XVIA and XRapid were combined into a single offering simply dubbed on-demand liquidity. From what I can tell, it appears to be the case. The messaging component is implemented using RippleNet. That's why it's 100% accurate. People used to grumble about Ripple's constant technological shifts back in the day, so remember that I'm talking about the past 5 years. There is no XRP involved at all. Honestly, you're right, it doesn't, I thought. However, by adding the XRapid extension to that technology, it becomes automatic. So, let's go around in circles here. That's fine if you say RippleNet doesn't use it, but on-demand liquidity and PB and J don't mix, if you understand my meaning. Okay, now I see. Like, if you're going for maximum precision as a Ripple. It's true what Matt Hamilton says. Though it does not employ XRP, RippleNet makes daily and immediate use of on-demand liquidity. Today's liquidity demands XRP. And so Sir Clown Sniper retorted, RippleNet doesn't use XRP. It's as versatile as Swift and can relay instructions to access any resource, including on-demand liquidity. Regardless, XRP is not utilized by RippleNet. And so while it is correct technically, Neil Hartner takes a little issue with the message that he's promoting here, and I can see why. It doesn't add enough clarification, which is why I understand it. That's where I think his main issue is with it. Despite the fact that Sir Clem Sniper was spot on. However, Neil Hartner retorted, "You're being evasive. Was XRP used to facilitate this RippleNet payment?" The answer is yes most of the time. So keep that in mind. While it's true that RippleNet doesn't officially support XRP, the query of was this RippleNet payment facilitated with XRP almost always yields a positive response. I mean, consider it. Is it possible that there's unnecessary ambiguity here? In other words, that was the main idea. Then Sir Clown Sniper chimed in, RippleNet isn't a platform to settlement, it's a platform for payments. If you provide the context, we can all agree that XRP is for settlement as ? And Neil Hartner did. By ignoring any background information on-demand and stating flatly that RippleNet does not utilize XRP. That's a valid point, liquidity only adds more complexity. Then Clown Sniper shot back. It's in this context that some members of the RippleNet community, unaware of how on-demand liquidity operates, are claiming that the use of RippleNet will cause the price of XRP to skyrocket to between $2 and $10,000 per coin. Since XRP is a buy and to sell, the buy and to sell liquidity scarcely affects the price. Do you think so too? You could have this type of splinter off in so many different directions, so I don't want to go into detail on this. But he's true in the sense that everyone believes that if on-demand liquidity is, if it is being used, then there will be that much more of a demand for XRP, and hence the price goes through the roof. You've got half the equation right, I say to myself. What about the fact that, yes, there is bias that boosts the buy side in one market, but that this is balanced out by an equal but opposite selling pressure in the receiving market, thanks to arbitrage? So, for the sake of this video, I won't get into that more. I've gone into detail, but he's totally right about that. If on-demand liquidity is indeed helpful, then there must be more to the story. It's not my intention to simplify things too much. Having XRP used for instantaneous liquidity is an added bonus in my book. Yes. It is also true that more parties need to be holding XRP in order for it to be used via on-demand liquidity, which affects supply and demand. However, since this came up, I will say one more thing on this before moving on. This is something else you should think about. I'm only saying that every transaction has both a buyer and a seller, and that the two sides balance out. However, for the organizations keeping reserves to meet this need, the use of XRP for this purpose at any one time precludes its employment for any other purpose. So, without a doubt, this is good news for the XRP price. The fact that corporations are adopting it also suggests that it is likely here to stay, for those who enjoy idle speculation. I'm looking to broaden my horizons. Perhaps I should invest in XRP. Even in an established market, I can see how that line of thinking could arise. Neil Hartner, though, shot out, agreed or no, wait, nope, I'm sorry. It was the one below us in sequence. What you just said is a lot clearer description of what you were attempting to argue than simply saying RippleNet doesn't use XRP and then moving on, as Neil Hartner pointed out. Okay, we've all learned something, Sniper said. XRP is not used directly by RippleNet. That being said, I can see your point. Let's go on to the next subject, and I think this is going to be a whole barrel of fun, not just a quarter barrel or a half barrel. Stop what you're doing and go make some popcorn if you like. When you return, you'll find me waiting here. Here, though, is the Blockworks banner headline. Regardless of the outcome with the SEC, Ripple is successful. The crypto community has used XRP as a punching bag for a long time, but not until Gary Gensler came along. When compared to the 101 market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, Gensler is the villain. The SEC has finally arrived, however it arrived quite late to both Kraken and Gemini. Just this month, Gensler brought legal action against Tron creator and BitTorrent backbone Justin Sun. He's now fishing for the largest fish possible. Coinbase is making noises about suing the largest US cryptocurrency exchange for allegedly trading in unregistered securities. More than 80 enforcement actions have been taken by the SEC against crypto businesses since 2017, with 30 of those coming in the past year alone. It's the Securities and Exchange Commission vs. Ripple. Ripple was formerly seen as the punchline by many in the cryptocurrency sector, but the outcome of the SEC case looks to have changed the minds of crypto purists. How about this? This is very lovely. All it took was a realization that we are all in this together, and for you to quit acting like spoiled brats and come to your senses about the fact that no coin is completely bulletproof. As a matter of fact, it's probably in grave peril. People are saying things like, oh yeah, I guess this is kind of bad, but that's in reference to everything that's been going on, not just the lawsuit. What about? The XRP community has been claiming this for 2 years. Tiny Hawk. Okay, then. In any case, the piece goes on. According to Gensler, there is no need for cryptocurrency-specific securities regulations. There have been around 80 charges filed against cryptocurrency firms, and many of them include outright fraud or other forms of illegal activity. Those actions deserve praise. Ripple, meanwhile, has been secretly funding a full-scale legal defense against the US securities regulator since before Gensler's reign. It has also openly said that it will not pay the SEC punishment, going against the general tendency of cryptocurrency firms. Some have argued that Ripple Labs premined and centralized XRP by giving themselves 80% of the total supply at the outset. Some people would take philosophical offense to it. XRP, or banker's coin, was designed to fortify the conventional banking system that Bitcoin so brilliantly subverted. And there are many reasons why I appreciate all of this. Do you mean to imply that XRP is the currency of the banking industry? Bitcoin, then? Because, and I adore the aptness of this connection, Bitcoin is also a banker's coin. In the same way that Ripple is utilizing XRP to improve the legacy banking system, Strike CEO and founder Jack Mallers is using Bitcoin in the same way as a British currency. Let me put it this way, many Bitcoin advocates have long said that XRP is the coin of the bankers. This is especially true of the toxic Bitcoin advocates. I hear less and less of that kind of thing nowadays. I just don't run into that too often. That's because they are starting from a very foolish premise. Use XRP or Bitcoin or any other decentralized cryptocurrency for whatever the hell you want. If it's decentralized, you can use it with the same technical stack as Ripple was. The exact stupid thing is being used by Jack Mueller of Strike now. That's the same amount of work. Only this time they are trying to do it with Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. So, they exhibited the initial demo like 8 years ago doing that, or something like that, and they are still trying to do the thing that Ripple. And then there's the perception that it's centralized even though it's not, and the fact that all the XRP was created at once, in a single transaction, meaning that Bitcoin maxi trolls can't waste their time mining it. They've effectively made pre-mining equivalent to original sin, so people are living under bridges and warming themselves next to skip fires. It's quite naive considering that Bitcoin will be mined out in the long run. Nobody will worry how all the Bitcoin and XRP got out into the wild when it's all out there anyway, you fool sticks. Therefore, this is all a bunch of baloney. Also, I'll point out that Ripple didn't give itself 80% of the XRP in circulation. In a different statement, Ripple's founders were given XRP as a gift. Oh then, who cares about the truth, right? True facts. Isn't it interesting to see that now that they realize that they're under attack from the SEC, too, or that they feel threatened now people are coming around and defending Ripple and also defending XRP? Considering all of that and all the other things, of course. Ancient people simply wouldn't have done that. After being attacked, they quickly realized they needed to work together to survive. Alright, welcome to the bash. I'm delighted they finally grasp it, but wow, it's been like pulling teeth around here for a while. However, if crypto experts were currently sifting through their adversaries in search of new friends, Ripple and Gollinghouse would likely be at the top of the list. Executives at Ripple Labs have never exactly made an effort to bridge the gap between Ripple and the rest of the cryptocurrency community. In an effort to persuade Bitcoin to abandon proof-of-work mining, Greenpeace and Bitcoin co-founder Chris Larsen launched a $5 million Change the Code, not the climate campaign last year. The fact that that isn't even Ripple makes it all the more amusing. That particular person is Chris Larsen. And he's putting up his own money $5 million to help promote this because he believes in the climate change rhetoric he's peddling. So that's why. He believes what he does about Bitcoin, and he has good reasons for doing so. No longer is consensus required on topics such as climate change or the future prospects of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. In any case, the point is that there was barely a Ripple. However, they hope to place the blame on Ripple because, on the surface, the name strikes fear into the hearts of Bitcoin enthusiasts everywhere. The truce in the air remains in place, but the prank has generated more irritation than actual influence. Despite the ongoing conflict with the SEC, Bitcoiners have accepted the campaign's apocalyptic mascot. Ripple says it is doing better than ever before in business. A growing number of institutions express a desire to utilize its crypto-powered payment rail. Over-the-counter sales of XRP for usage on the RippleNet have become a major source of quarterly revenue for Ripple, with the company spending nearly as much to rebuy the currency on public markets. The point is moot, though. For a long time now, XRP has been among the most valued blockchain projects available. With nearly a decade of stability in crypto, comes a certain Lindy effect. We are aware of this in full. It's not very intriguing that Ripple has been deemed successful despite its critics. It's fascinating to see who thinks Ripple has been successful. Gary Gensler, crypto's archenemy number one, was ultimately what the crypto community needed to finally accept the project as legitimate. Also, I'd like to point out that Messari's co-founder, Ryan Selkis, is present. I have been skeptical of Ripple in the past for various reasons, but I am more aligned with them than ever before, he tweeted on March 21. The XRP ledger should be allowed to compete fairly on digital payments infrastructure around the world, and Ripple should prevail in the overreaching XRP SEC case. There is interest, and this is someone who has previously hated XRP. When I told him I wasn't joking, he'd say that rumors spread like the truth. He would repeatedly make claims that were demonstrably false in order to advance his story. It's too bad that things turned out that way. He has hated it for a long time, but recently he has come around and realized that it is just a decentralized piece of software. Coding is just what computers do. You can use it to any purpose you like. It looks like he's understanding now. The recent events surrounding the SEC have served as a swift kick to the posterior for everyone, even him. The things that have come out of his mouth, though, oh my god. In the past, it's been completely ludicrous. I mean, he dislikes XRP holders so much. I've noted this several times over the years, so it's nice to see this from him. This is me, Ryan Selkis, before I even had a YouTube channel. So, naturally, no one had any idea who I was. Although I don't recall ever talking to the guy outside of a topic discussing XRP. Oh, but look, I liked his comment on my reaction to his XRP comment. Someone, then, was countering whatever it was that Ryan Selkis had to say about XRP. Okay, shut my eyes, this is me being completely new to crypto, but I hit like on whatever that was, and then he blocked me and presumably everyone else who hit like. A pleasant greeting, I thought. I still think what he's stating regarding XRP is incorrect. I'm still learning the ropes of cryptography, and looking back, I realized that I was wrong to form the impression I did. He finally sees things my way after all these years, and he's a major player in the crypto community. That's a good thing to hear. I'm content to let the past remain in the past, but I feel it's important that you all know this knowledge. I've never seen anything like this before. It's as bad as if hell had frozen over. I never expected something like this to occur. My impression of him was that he was incredibly narrow-minded and that cottage cheese at room temperature was his absolute favorite dish. But it seems he's willing to try new things in the way of nourishment. That is something I only learned very lately. The rest of the piece. Once upon a time, a crypto startup's tokens were considered doomed if they were classified as securities. There must be a problem with the plan. Even the SEC may be aware of its centralized nature. Coinbase's projected lending product and Kraken's staking as a service offers have set the ground for Ripple's redemption arc, but the agency's focus on interest-bearing cryptocurrency accounts has changed all that. By the way, I think I get the point they are making. But that's dumb because there won't be any change for the better. They don't have to start at square one and work their way through a series of increasingly bad choices before reaching salvation. Okay, to be perfectly honest, Ripple didn't screw up. Everyone else was totally wrong and extremely condescending to Ripple and the XRP group. Okay, so the redemption arc isn't totally on the money, but I get the gist of it. The rest of the piece. Although it's possible that the SEC action would completely devastate Ripple, it may have permanently safeguarded Ripple's reputation. If Ripple is successful, it will be like David slaying Goliath in the crypto world. If Ripple were to incur a massive fine, it might theoretically throw the company out of business and reduce its reputation to that of Steelman. However, with its existing income, that seems highly unlikely. You can also include that the last time Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse publicly addressed this issue, he said, "Yeah, we've got $1 billion in the bank." That being said, it is theoretically feasible. To be clear, I'm not predicting any problems. They will likely be alright. The rest of the piece. It's possible that, win or lose in court, not much will change for Ripple, except that the crypto industry's magnetic poles will have shifted. The once hostile business of cryptocurrency has finally accepted XRP as legitimate. Because of the SEC, of course. That settles it. The truth hit them over the head. The SEC's onslaught was all that was needed. Then there were the folks who were acting totally unreasonable, irrationally, and for ideological reasons. All it took was for them to imagine that they were in danger. They're interested, so you elaborate on it for them. It serves its purpose. It's distributed. Okay. And now we shall know everything there is to know about it. Okay, then. So be it, I'm glad for you. That makes me really delighted. I hope I don't give the impression that I'm unhappy. I appreciate that, but I have to admit that after more than 5 years of dealing with this nonsense, it never ceases to make me giggle. Not everyone suddenly changed their minds, but a sizable number did. And if you look at what Ryan Selkis stated and what happened in Missouri after that, I believe it in and of itself is a huge step forward. Some people are just flat out deceived and hear false narratives and then fall for it, but I'd be ready to wager that some of these folks could have their opinions changed if given the chance. It seems like that might be present, too. Furthermore, I have nothing but compassion for situations like that. Well, guy, I was just like, live your life if you're going to be willfully ignorant about this. Just go ahead and live. However, holding XRP has its advantages. There will be no devaluation of XRP. This one won't go away. Its value keeps rising as time goes on. More and more people are getting interested in cryptography as time goes by. What the hell do you think that means for the cost in the long run? That's why I'm glad to be here at the moment, and why I'll be as patient as necessary to see things through. Please don't think of me as a financial advisor. Nothing I say or write should be used as a basis for making financial decisions. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next one. Bye.